Hey peeps, welcome back to the Yoga Biz Champ podcast. I'm Michael J, and this month we're doing something really fun. We are kicking off Marketing Month on the podcast, where I'm talking with studio owners and marketing-minded guests about what is actually working right now to get new students in the door. And I wanted to start this series with someone I really admire when it comes to yoga studio marketing. My client, and she's been on this podcast before, the amazing Samantha from Yoga Strong. Samantha is one of those studio owners who really pays attention to marketing. She studies marketing, she looks what is working. It's her superpower, it's what she loves. And she's not afraid to test ideas. And she's found a way to show up online in a way that feels human, real, and connected to her studio community. And that is what I want studio owners to hear in this episode, because marketing your yoga studio is not just about making a cute post or throwing up a reel because someone told you to. It's about helping future students understand who you are and what makes your studio different and why your community might be the place they have been looking for. So in this conversation, Samantha and I talk about how she thinks about marketing, what she's doing on social media, how she gets inspiration, what she's learned from studying strong marketers, and how she brings all of that into her own yoga studio in a way that feels really aligned. And wait till you hear how big her marketing budget is. So if you're a yoga studio owner who knows your marketing could be stronger, clearer, and more consistent, this episode is going to give you a lot to think about. So let's get into it with Samantha from Yoga Strong. Welcome back to another episode of Yoga Biz Champ, and I'm really excited because we are starting Marketing Month. And this month, the month of May, is going to be all about marketing. And to kick it off, we have got somebody you've heard before on this podcast and who's been one of my clients, who I just think is the best yoga studio marketer, community yoga studio marketer out there. And I send all of my studios to go look at her Instagram. And this is Samantha Harris from Yoga Strong NC. Welcome back, Samantha.
Thank you so much. Super excited to chat about all things marketing.
You know, I do send a lot of people to go look. I always go look at what she's doing, but don't get intimidated by how good she is.
Oh my gosh.
I do, because you know how it was when you first started out, right? It takes a lot. And so what I want to say about Samantha is marketing is her superpower and her interest. So Samantha goes to conferences, follows Alex Hormozy, who most people won't know who that is in the yoga world, but you know, he's kind of the person you follow, right? And you've learned a lot from. And what she's really done a great job. First of all, she's natural at it. And I think, you know, that doesn't come to everybody. It takes practice, but it's very natural.
It wasn't natural in the beginning, though.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Yeah. But you come, I mean, even if you didn't, you probably faked it really well. But you're very authentic, but you know how to do marketing, and that is capture attention. And what a lot of studio owners forget, which is a big piece of marketing, which is call to action. Like, what do you want people to do from looking at your reel or your ad or something like that? Like, what do you actually want them to do? Go click the link in the bio. So I think a lot of people miss that part, and you're really, really good at that. So
thank you.
Anyway, hi.
Hi. That was such a sweet introduction.
Where do you think you got the interest in the marketing world? Did the yoga world start first, or were you interested in marketing before yoga world?
Yoga started first, for sure. Yeah. And then I had a year to basically decide, am I going to be a yoga teacher full time, and can I make this happen, or am I going to have to go back to school? And so I had to really quickly figure out, how can I get people here?
Yeah.
And I remember early on hearing someone say,
Feeding people in.
yeah, that marketing was like basically having a party and forgetting to, like, if you didn't send the invites to people about your party, then, they weren't going to find out and they weren't going to come. And so I just kept being like, yeah, I just have to figure out how to send out the invites. And so I just got really curious about the best way to do that. And I was not good at it for the longest time. I just would do what most places do, post their schedule and call it a day. And
okay, so let's call it out for those people listening, right? I mean, you do have to tell people about the classes going on, but the
sure.
Wednesday 6 p.m. yin.
Right.
Let's talk about that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's just not going to draw anybody's attention. Like, why should they spend their Wednesday at 6 o'clock with you in yin yoga? Like, give me more. Give me more information of what that experience is like. Tell me more. Like, for someone who doesn't have any idea about what yin yoga is, I feel like that social media can be used to educate our potential clients and our clients about what we do and why they should come to do it. Because their time is precious. So I think we need to say more, give people more. Yeah.
Yeah. I have one of my current studios that has one class, one teacher that's kind of just not kind of hitting the mark. And so I'm like, well, maybe that class needs a little bit more attention,
Sure.
a little bit. So she actually did a post about, hey, this teacher offers up this, and this is how you feel at the end of this class. Just by doing that, she tripled the numbers for that class because she was matching that teacher and that teacher's style with the people that might be interested in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you definitely just have to give people more information about who actually is that class for and talk to those people specifically, I think.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's start lead. So you mentioned that feeding, I called it the feeding the beast with my studio. And it's like there's a churn rate that happens, right? So we want to minimize churn, but we always have to kind of feed new people especially if we want to grow.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how you are getting in front of people's eyeballs, because we had a quick pre-chat and you were like, a lot of ads.
Yes, we run a lot of ads.
You're talking paid ads, right?
Yes, paid ads through Meta. We have mostly ads going to our different series classes, our specialty beginner series that we offer. We have ads going to that. Then that's how we get, I would say, 80% of the signups for those series are through Meta ads. But then we also have like prospecting ads for new people that are people who have never seen or heard about us. And we're trying to use like Meta lead forms or just sending them to the website. And then we retarget them, if they have.
Okay, can we wait. Okay, so go back to that. Can you break those down of what you are doing? So is that a paid ad with a lead form in it, or?
Yes. Yeah. I have a paid ad with a lead form in it.
And what kind of messaging are you putting in that, would you say?
I'm testing really
so
different things.
So folks, this is called A/B testing. So that is where you test different things, different messaging to see what works. When you figure out what works, you throw money at it.
Right. Yes, exactly. I am finding right now, and I think everybody is finding this, that what's responding really well is very specific messaging. So calling out, like, for my demographic, it's like, attention, women 40 and up in Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay.
Like, very specific in all of our ads.
Yeah. So would you say, so I always say very quickly, you have to get across location and that you're yoga. And also, so I think that call out, so I've mentioned this before and I'll repeat myself here. I know I get a lot of flack about repeating myself, but it's putting that message out there continuously, right?
Yes. Yeah. For sure. So definitely, and it doesn't have to be a demographic thing of like, male or female or age, but it could be people with back pain, attention.
Yeah. So problem solution kind of.
Yes.
So getting the name in there really quickly. Like I always say, the ones that capture me are, hey, are you in Vancouver and over 50 and have low back pain?
Right. Exactly.
That's very specific, right? So Are you calling out your location?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are calling out the location and just making sure that when people see the ad, they know this is me. Like, oh yes, that applies to me. Because I feel like we all get ads that we don't know if it's really.
Yeah. I think what works really well here, if everyone's listening, Samantha, If you've listened to her podcast before, she is a studio for 40 plus, 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 and females. So very, very, you know who your target market is.
Yeah.
So when you know who your market is, you're very easily able to speak to those people.
Yes.
Like, so pain points would be maybe mobility.
Yeah. We have people, we have men, we have like women that are outside of that range, but we have found that we help the most
Yeah.
this specific. And those women then feel like when they see our ads and they see our messaging and they come in and experience the studio, they feel very much like, oh yeah, this is for me.
Yeah. So a lead form is capturing their email, phone number, or both? Both.
Yeah.
So simple form, not too much to...
Yeah. All through Meta. So it doesn't go to one of our pages. It's a lead form within Meta.
Within Meta. And then you take that lead and what do you do with it?
I text them.
You text them.
We text them and email them. Yes.
And so I think we should make sure people know that you don't have an intro offer more. Mm-hmm. Your amazing beginner 101 signature and your beginner, is it Yoga Strong?
Yes. Yoga Strong 101 and our beginner series.
Yes, yeah. Which are pre-registered courses. Those are the doorways into so that's what you're getting people to go into. It's not an intro offer. So it's just a little bit different doorway, people to commit for a few weeks.
Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, we text them and I basically just say, hi.
Is that automated or so that is you or somebody else?
Combination. We work together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not automated because I wanted to really make sure it came across as a real human. Some people still think it's automated sometimes, but we also got a specific studio iPhone to make sure that the message shows up, like it's an iPhone message, not automated message from something else. So.
Right. Press stop or cancel.
Right. Yeah.
So separate phone number, separate studio phone number to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we just keep track of their responses and things in a spreadsheet and we email them as well. So
do you use SMS in your automations?
Yes. Yeah, we do.
Like through your registered series.
Right. Yes. Yeah. We do a lot of reminders through SMS and through email as well.
Yeah. And so the messaging that's working for you, what's the best messaging you're finding is actually hooking people?
Mostly just, we've been saying like for women 40 and up, that you need to be doing strength training and mobility work, but you don't want to go to a gym and you're intimidated. This is for you.
Love it.
Very much like this is kind of a feeling that you need to do. And we've gotten that from hearing what our people say, right? Like I've known that I needed to lift weights. I've known that I needed to stretch, but I wasn't going to. So here we are.
So if it's not a lead ad and a paid ad that's going for a sign up, are you going directly from ad to sign up or ad to landing page to sign up?
Ad to landing page to sign up. Yeah. The landing page is pretty thorough.
Yeah. So could we talk about the landing page? Because I think a sales dedicated landing page from your ad that tells everything they need to know.
Yes, exactly. And I've even gotten more specific to make different landing pages for different days of the week series that I'm doing because I just started doing a Thursday 11 a.m. series. And I was like, this is for women who are retired, 50 and up. This is our mid-morning beginner series.
So different messaging.
Different landing page. It's still the same 8-week beginner series, but I just basically duplicated, but changed some of the messaging, changed some of the images around. And then for our Sunday evening beginner series, made a different landing page for that and said, this is for you. If you're busy during the weekend, the work week, Sundays are your day to reset for the week ahead. This is for the working women, again, 40 and up, but changing that messaging and then using the ads also to mimic that same messaging and making sure that it's actually going to the right people.
It's consistent messaging.
Yes, but it's still like our teachers are like, well, are we teaching anything different? No, we're teaching this.
We're just talking their language.
We're just changing the wrapping paper. It's like a lot of what marketing is. It's like it's just changing the wrapping paper. Your offer might be the same, but
same can be said for a lot of people who relate here. A class, sometimes it's the same class. You change the name and boom.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, we do make sure that on the landing page when they go to sign up, it is easy as much as possible to not too many more pages that they have to click through to sign up.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's a really great. And the other thing, I think by doing those different landing pages, you can track different ads as well. You can track the conversions as well and see what happens. So I really, really like that. And so I think if a lot of people might be on here going, oh my God, I can't do 6 landing pages. First of all, they don't have to all be turned on, but you really just have to do one, duplicate it.
Yes.
And then just change the messaging up.
Can I also do a plug for Offering Tree?
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen this, but they've added this AI Sprout. I know people have all feelings about this, but I used Sprout to make my multiple duplicate landing pages. It took me all of like 5 minutes, to be honest.
So that's designing it's putting the page together for you, right?
Yeah.
With AI. Yeah.
You know, I give it the messaging and everything, and then I might switch some of the pictures around, but all that time you spend formatting stuff and making things pretty and all of that, it can do all of that. And so I just go in and tweak some of the messaging and tweak some of the pictures, but it's done a great job. And that makes duplicating things very easy as well.
Well, Offering Tree will be thrilled that you're saying that. That's awesome. Anybody interested in Offering Tree? The link in the bio to go try it out. That's fantastic. So paid ads, are you doing anything? Because when we worked together, we talked a lot about this, about the guerrilla marketing, getting out in the community. Mm-hmm. I know you love the online stuff and that world. Yeah. What are you doing scrappy marketing wise?
We did a lot of it last year. Haven't done as much of it this year, to be honest, but we do have flyers and stuff up at like our favorite massage therapy offices and some local coffee shops and that sort of stuff that just like stay there, chiropractors, that sort of thing. And we do get referrals from those people for sure. What worked really well last year, we did a holiday market and we did a grand opening when we did our new expansion and we did this whole grand opening party. We had a big event and basically I used that as a lead event as well because it was a free event for people to attend. I got all the different vendors to donate something and we had over like $4,000 worth in prizes to give away. And for people coming in, the only way they could get their name entered into a raffle was to sign up and register for the event. Okay, so we had over 400 leads from people RSVPing for this event because they weren't going to get their name in the raffle if they did not register. We had people at the door, like a club with the list.
I saw you had the red carpet kind of.
We had a red carpet out. We had first 15 people would get some sauna sessions. We had a line out the door. I told my staff, I was like, I want there to be a line out the door and it's going to be so crazy busy. And people were like, that's not going to happen. Like, and even the other local businesses were like, we go to business events like this and no one comes. I was like, people are going to come.
Yeah.
Look, like.
Honestly, Samantha, you are a mini me. You know, like, you know, my market days, I had thousands of people through there. But I love that because I love that instead of waiting for them to come in and then get their contact information, you're getting it up front. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that. But you know, don't just put an event on and let people come and let them leave without getting their contact information. Right, exactly. I say the same thing when you're on a market or anybody's doing a spin wheel or something like that at an event. You should be collecting contact info. That's a lead collecting moment. So I will say, and anything free, there's a transaction. It doesn't have to be a financial transaction, but the transaction is phone number, email.
Exactly. Yeah.
Name, phone number, email.
100%. So we're going to do that again for sure. That whole event.
Rinse and repeat.
But it was a success. And we had specials only happening that night. And that was also a hit. So definitely like getting out into the community, getting them here for a community event. And then we will go out and participate at other people's events too, but they're just not always the best turnout. So we don't love it.
I want to rewind. I forgot to ask you a question about the ads because you said you run a lot of ads. You pay a lot of money for ads.
Yes.
So can you talk about that investment
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a while to like wrap around my head like the investment for ads because everyone thinks like, oh my gosh, like I can't pay all of this for ads. Well, I have changed or reframed how I think about the investment that I'm investing in ads and more so thinking about looking at my lifetime value of a customer and saying, okay, if I get 10 people in this beginner series and I have even one of them become a member for a year, that's at minimum a $2,500 return. So it really makes sense to look at, okay, instead of just thinking, am I spending $10 or $15 here or there? I have to be willing, really, when I'm running ads, to feel like if I can get even 1, 2, 3 members out of this, then like that
Pays for itself.
yeah, that really makes sense. I also try to make back ad spend as quick as possible, obviously, in like 30 days or so. So that's where our kind of additional sales that we do in our beginner series within that 8 weeks helps to recoup money from ad spend. But instead of just looking at, okay, well, I spent $1,000 and I made, $1,500 on the series
Yeah.
and this, well, it's in a long game in some ways, right?
So your mentality is not thinking about just that program.
No.
You're not thinking about it's costing me these people. I may not be making that much money on this because I'm spending. So, okay, first of all, how much is your series? It's a premium price.
So it's $229.
$229. So for a series, roughly, do you know what you would pay for an ad?
For one, hold on. I have an LTV to CAC spreadsheet that I basically use to run the numbers. So LTV would be lifetime value of the customer, and then CAC is cost to acquire that customer. Now, sometimes it's really good, right?
Folks, remember, she just was able to pull that up like that.
And sometimes it's not very good. Yes, I have all this down because I am spending a good bit. It's relative to what I hear other people spending money, for ads. It's really not crazy. But for me, when I was first starting out, I thought it was a lot of money. All right. So for our last beginner series, I spent, and this is for 4 different cohorts. Okay.
Yeah, 4 different series done at once. Yeah.
I spent $5,600. Okay. That series altogether made me the $15,000. So that was a good one.
Yeah. Well, I just know when people heard you say that you're spending, they're probably thinking, oh, I spend $105 or
Yeah.
something like on this beginner series. But you're going, I am paying big to get in front of people.
Yes, I'm paying big to get in front of people because, that's in a month. So about $6,000 in a month. Yeah, that made us now that total amount is not just registrations for the series. This is people paying. So we do an onboarding with all of our new beginner series students where we actually have a process of maybe offering them if they want to buy a yoga mat. We have about 30% that upsell. Yeah, exactly, to that yoga mat. So that is part of collecting more, revenue as quickly as possible up front. Then at the 4-week mark, we offer them that $399 beginner challenge. And again, that's also part of this. If they become a member, that's not part of the 15,000. That's not factored in. But if they bought the beginner challenge. So that was a good month. I will tell you the last one in March, we had kind of a floppy month.
Spring break, though.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't horrible. It just wasn't as.
I never ran March myself. I always skipped March and then started April, May.
Yeah. So listen to this one. Okay. So this one, I spent $3,000 in that month. And then we only had 2 series going also. Okay. So this was half of the amount. And we only made and went back and calculated how much they spent because it's still ongoing right now, the series. So we don't update how much they're spending until the end. But just in registrations, we only made $3,500, $3,600. So I spent $3,000 and made 36.
Right.
But again, we might have those people buy that challenge
long term.
We'll have at least 20% convert to membership, I would say. And so again, if I think about that, am I willing to spend $3,000 to get maybe, let's say, 5 people that are going to, over the lifespan of the time here, spend $2,000 to $3,000? Yes, that's something I'm willing to bet on, But I do think that people have to think about this more long term and not be so much in the short term of like, I spent this much and then I only made this from it.
Samantha, can I just like wheel back to when I first met you and you were doing all these little things all over town?
Yeah, oh my gosh.
And you had all these different umbrellas at the time, right? And we
Yes.
kind of streamlined everything under one umbrella. And I want you to take a moment to go, wow, look at like this is a boss owner here that first of all knows your numbers and that you can pull it up that quick. Hey champs, I want to tell you about a platform I genuinely believe in, Offering Tree. Offering Tree is built for community studios like yours, the ones who are in it to spread yoga and build something sustainable, not just scale at all costs. And they stand behind you every step of the way. Their support is unlike anything else in this space. When you email them, a real person responds, someone who knows your name and your business. Studio plans include free data migration, one-on-one onboarding, live office hours, twice monthly coaching calls, and an active community of business owners who are on the same path. This is what holistic support actually looks like. Yoga Biz Champ listeners get 50% off the first 3 months. Hit the link in my show notes. It's pretty fantastic. All right, let's talk real tactical stuff that yoga studio owners can use. What's working for you as far as ads right now? Let's start with, how do you differentiate your ads from posts?
Well, ads I'm generally running to get into specific audience with specific call to action, right? Or a specific thing that I want them to do, which is to sign up. I do a certain amount of budget just for prospect, like just getting in front of new eyeballs, essentially.
Yeah. So a lot of it can be awareness, right? Then
Yes.
it can be over a long period of time that they see you, they know yoga, and then when it's time,
yes, they're going to remember.
They know you're there.
Yes, exactly. So I will do ads specifically that I create individually from a regular post, although I will also run them as a post a lot of times that are specifically geared toward getting someone to sign up for a thing, which is generally our challenge. But then I also have existing posts. If we have an existing post that, goes crazy and does really well.
Blanket folding.
Right. The blanket folding. I know that was so wild. It was so bizarre. Although a lot of those posts, though, we can't run as ads because of the audio, right? So a lot of the things that will go off because they're trending audio or whatever, we can't actually run as an ad because of the audio. So sometimes I can't do that. But if we have we do a lot of these member of the week testimonial videos.
Yeah.
Those do really, really well. That's a great ad, right?
So I'm a big believer in that. First of all, I love behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. I think it's very important. I think people will talk about the confidence thing soon, but they're very shy. But I love the behind the scenes. And I always say, if you're shy, film somebody else.
Yes.
But what you started doing, so in your renovation, you created a beautiful little area with a lounge. And so you always have somebody, it's nice and warmly lit. It's always good sound. Can we talk about that too? Like having a microphone is important, right? And good light, good sound, good light, good video. But you have real stories of people telling how they feel different.
Yeah, just sharing with, we just do little light things to start with. Your favorite yoga pose, how long you've been coming, and then what are you noticing? What are the benefits from coming to the studio? So those get a lot of engagement, and the members also like them because they get to know each other a little bit better because we all do 3 fun facts about themselves at the end, which is a fun way. So it works twofold because it's good for new people, prospective people to see what our existing members say. And then also it kind of makes the community a little stronger because people feel like they get to know other people a little bit better.
Yeah. Do you have a plan for that, or are you kind of random put it together?
No, so one of our staff, Melina, one of my admin staff, she's in charge of the member of the week, and we poll our Slack, we help, determine who's going to get member of the week that week. And then she always basically knows that by the end of this week, she's already done the interview with the person that's going to be, on the video for the next week. We send an email out about it as well, about the member, and she handles all of that. So we have like a system of like, we make a flyer about them as well and put it on our bulletin board.
And do you have a certain day that goes out, like Testimonial Tuesday?
Yeah, on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, every Monday we have our member of the week. And that also helps social media wise, because I know every Monday I'm doing a member of the week post, and every Monday we have member of the week email. So yeah.
Okay.
It's a system.
All right. So Alex Hormozy, you translate all this marketing stuff. So real tactics of what is working. Like you talked about the difference there. Stories, I feel like you're always on stories. And I feel like, I throw stupid stuff on my stories, like my car ride to the gym in the morning with my Buddha playing music.
Right.
But I feel like I just want to always be on there.
Yeah.
I always want there's something to be there.
Yes. Stories are definitely very important. And I've actually been getting our staff. We now have these staff challenges that I do every month. And I got part of the staff challenge is that they post one story a week.
Okay.
So when they're in the stories, now we're getting different perspectives from different staff members while we're in, which is really cool. Hold on, I'm going to flip the camera around. Riley's in here and she's mopping the floor.
Hey, Riley.
Last week, Riley shared like all the props being taken down and getting clean, because on Friday afternoon, evening, that's what happens in here. And I was like, I love this. I love seeing so it's so nice to now have the stories, the social media come from like all different staff members, and not just because like you said, and like you told me a long time ago, it was like, it can't just be an all about Samantha show. It needs to be like everyone. And I was like, yes, I want everyone to be in the stories. But I do think stories are super, I think they're even more so now becoming more and more important. That's what most people are going to, right?
That's what I flip through. When I'm relaxing, that's what I'm looking at. Mm-hmm. All right. So Reels. Mm-hmm. So you do Reels. Now you love Reels. You love the editing and so Samantha is jumping into screen, crunching up paper. She is doing whatever she can do to get your attention in the first 3 seconds.
Right.
Can we talk about that 3 seconds but the different ways that you use?
Yeah, the 3 seconds is so important for grabbing attention, whether it's some sort of, I'm always thinking about what's some sort of attention grabbing, like transition that I can do, or sound, some sort of disruptor, right? That's going to be
from the flick. So we're talking about the flick up,
right?
Is what people are doing, or right.
Yes.
Or left.
Right.
Yeah. So we're really fighting against that attention, right?
Exactly. So what can we do visually or audio, a sound to get their attention? So I think movement, like transitions, or having some sort of prop, having some sort of the paper that I crumbled up. One year I did we were doing a sale. I'm probably going to do it again this year, that I literally was holding a banana and I was like, it's bananas. They're having the sale. It was ridiculous. And it got so much just weird stuff. I don't know, anything that's going to cause people to take a second look and not scroll. So yeah, rolling into the camera or doing some weird yoga transition into the camera, rolling out a yoga mat, I feel like is a really good, anything to catch their attention.
Yeah. And then what would you say the magic time frame is for a reel for you?
They're getting shorter.
So the stats are...
Yeah, it seems like I would say around 15 seconds or so. There's some that are doing the trendy ones, when we do copy and audios or whatever, trending just to kind of do something funny and silly. Those seem like they're even shorter, 7, 8 seconds.
So we're talking about people's attention spans too, right?
Right. They're getting shorter and shorter. Yeah. But then I also did a test of an ad. Actually, I did a 30-second version and a 2-minute version. And the 2-minute version was more converting. But those were also people who were already warm, right? Were interested and they were maybe wanting more information. But just for social media, people swiping, I think shorter, 15, 20, 30 seconds.
What are you editing on?
InShot app.
InShot.
Yeah, I've played around with the Instagram edits app a little bit as well, but I just do stuff on my phone. That's for sure. I'm not going into any other desktop, anything like that.
Yeah. Confidence putting yourself on screen.
Yeah. So in those early days I was telling you about when I was trying to get people to my classes, I came across on Instagram a challenge that was happening. It was just when Reels were starting.
Yeah.
And it was all about, or I don't even know if it was Reels yet. It probably wasn't. It was just like video. You know, Instagram used to just be all photos. And then
Yeah.
there was the time when it transitioned to video. And there was this challenge that was 100 days of, they called it like random talking videos.
Yep.
And your challenge was to post every day. And you also had to do like your first minute, not edited, just like have an idea, have a random thought, tell people about something and post it. And as cringe as that sounds, and it was, and if I scrolled back forever ago, I'm sure I would be like totally mortified. I did that. And people actually like really resonated with it. And I would talk, sometimes it wouldn't even be about yoga. It would just be about something random that, you know, happened in my life. Right. But that I would say, right. I would like, I wasn't polished. It was not polished by any means. In some ways, I think like we're getting back to that. Like people want more of that, not polished.
Well, actually, I was at a summit last week, a marketing summit last Friday. They call it messy marketing now.
Okay.
Because everything's AI, it's Canva glossy, right? And so now it's like, how do you cut through all that perfection?
Right.
And so messy marketing. So this should help yoga studio owners that authentic, messy, real, flawed is great.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, literally I just like have my camera, just like talk to it.
Yeah.
At the time I didn't have any good audio. And I still do that sometimes on video and it does, you know, do well, but that's how I got confident with being on camera because I was really awkward. And I hated it. It's just as awful. Like listen back to your voice and listen back to watching yourself. It's just so cringy.
Well, that's it. I feel like, I mean, I have so many ADHD things and anxiety things. Like I pick my fingers and I touch my face and I chew my inside of my cheek and like one eyebrow goes like, it's just, if you sat and looked at yourself through those lenses, you would never put anything out. Right. It's like, I literally now, I put it out and I throw it up. I always say, you know, that 3 seconds that you've got to capture people, there are also 3 seconds and you're gone in history.
Right. Exactly. 100%. No one remembers. No one's really paying much attention. And I think for me, I'm always just like, okay, what's the alternative? If I don't post, I don't share this message, I don't get people here, then I'm not going to help anybody. I'm not going to be able to the impact that I want to make on people's lives. I'm going to end up having to close my doors. I'm going to have to go do a regular job. So do I want to post this 60-second, 30-second, 20-second cringy thing? Okay, let's do it.
So basically what we're telling you here, folks, is get over yourself.
Yeah, you really do.
Right. And as a studio owner, I've always said this, nobody's going to or should be screaming and shouting with pride about your studio louder than you.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
You have to be the one to have like conviction in it and just be confident in what you do works and truly helps people. And that message will come across.
Yeah. And that practice makes perfect. I mean, I have so many studio owners. I meet with them and I hear their resistance and I just kind of leave them for a little bit and then we start slowly. Right. And I now have studio owners that at first it was stodgy. Like, I mean, sometimes, you know, the script with the eyes flicking across the screen, right? And that kind of just very monotone kind of, we're really excited to be introducing you to.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But now seeing them just go, blah, da, 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 and just talk.
Yeah. Just be normal.
Right. You can edit out the bits you hate.
Yeah.
But yeah, just normal. Nobody's judging you on that stuff. And so it is practice and getting over yourself. And I feel like that talking to the camera can't be ignored now.
Yeah. You just have to do it. I think people buy from people, right? Especially small community, you know, based studios, like they're there because of you. Like whoever the owner is, like has to be, I feel like really like people want to know who that person is. They want to know who they're supporting. They want to know, you know, from their perspective and hear their voice. And all of that. So I think that's so important. And it's how we can be different than like the big chains and big places is they're not going to see, the face of the owner of Planet Fitness or I don't know, just some gym or Core Power or whatever.
Yeah.
They're going to resonate more with you and they're going to feel more. A lot of people really care now and think about who they're supporting and buying from and all of that sort of stuff. And part of, being on camera is also like letting them like get to know, like, and trust you, right?
And be in the community. I mean, that's who I think I represent is the community yoga studio, right? And I think,
Yeah.
and to screen that you are a community yoga studio that does good stuff within the space, does good stuff within the community.
Yeah.
And it is not just a generic kind of brand.
Yes, exactly. And in order for it to not come across as a generic brand, they have to see your face. They have to see faces, they have to hear stories, they have to like relate, I feel like.
The relate is the part. And I said before, it's that someone may watch you forever, like, and be like, oh, I'm too scared. That's not the place. And then one day see someone in there that's like them or hear you say something that resonates with them. And they're like, okay, I'll go try that out. And that person could be lurking. Hey champs, I want to spotlight our podcast sponsor and someone I consider both a friend and a trusted expert, Mitch McGinley from Boutique Fitness Brokers. He's been on my podcast multiple times. He's a former yoga studio owner just like us. Mitch and his wife successfully sold their studio just like I did, and now he helps others do the same. So if you've heard my conversation with Jill Agonius on this podcast, she sold her studio for well over asking price thanks to Mitch's guidance. Whether you're thinking about selling your yoga studio for top dollar or you're looking to buy an existing studio, and let me tell you, that can be a great head start instead of building from scratch. Mitch is your go-to guy, seriously. He understands the ins and outs of the yoga industry, from valuation to finding the right buyer or seller. Plus, he's been right where you are, so he gets it. I'm always talking about building a profitable business that can be sold or carried on. My former studio is in its 22nd year now, and it's under its third owner, and I consider that a legacy. So if you want to explore your options for buying or selling, head over to yogabizchamp.link/BFB to book a no obligation chat with Mitch himself. And trust me, it's never too early to start planning for your yoga studio's future success. Again, that's yogabizchamp.link/BFB. You forever.
For a long time, yeah.
I'm going back to paid ads again. I'm winding it back, but retargeting, like, do you use pixels on your website? On how do you pick up those people and send ads to them?
Yeah. So within Meta, you can create specific audiences to, yes, definitely have to have a first step. There's a lot of first steps, but you have to have a pixel on your website for sure. And then you can go within Meta and say, create a custom audience for everyone who's visited the website in the last 30 days or 90 days or whatever. You can even say, create a custom audience that looked at this specific page, our beginner yoga series, if they've looked at that in the last 30 days, or followed us on Instagram or liked a video or watched 50% of a video in the last 30 days. You can get very granular or specific, but then you say, click, 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 click. We want all of these people. And then let's run an ad to them for an offer, retargeting offer. And that's where it would be like our beginner series. Or if you were, doing an intro offer, you might offer that as well, or if there's a specific event that you want people to know about. But yes, so that would be a retargeting ad. And those are great.
Yeah, that person's already been on your website. So you know that they're kind of looking and interested.
Yeah.
So then you're just going to bombard them.
Yes, an ad that I recently did, actually, that was a retargeting ad. It didn't show up on the feed, so I'm sure you didn't see it unless you had saw the previous ad. But it was literally me being on a fence, and I was like, this is you. You're sitting on a fence. It really hurts right here sitting on the fence. Like, it's uncomfortable. But let's do this together. Let's jump off the fence and join Yoga Strong, and it was like me jumping off the fence. And literally I got so many emails from people. I got registrations too, but we got emails like, I'm sitting on the fence, like I need to have a call.
So you're starting a conversation by doing
Yes,
that,
we started
right?
a conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyway, that was just such a funny thing because it was like specifically going just to the people who had visited that specific
Yeah.
page in the last 30 days. And I was like, I know you're thinking about joining this series. You're on the fence, right? But it was also visually very different because I was not in the studio. I was outside. I was literally on a fence. And so it kind of, again, to the hook, it got their attention.
Because it wasn't in a purple background.
Right, exactly. It was a little bit different. But retargeting is so crucial for that. But that's also why it's important to have prospecting and retargeting going together. And then sometimes it looks like for me, like my prospecting ads are very expensive. We'll be spending a lot of money, but it's probably because they're not clicking to actually buy until they see a retargeting ad. But they're both important.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, I hope that's helpful.
Your audience are probably mostly Facebook.
Yes. Yeah. On Meta ads, you can select your placements, and I only do Facebook and Instagram. I don't do the audience networks or threads or any of that other messenger, even. I don't do.
Yeah.
So, really, the feed, like if I really want to focus my money specifically on one placement, like Facebook feed is like the one that I do, or Instagram feed. But yeah, those do better for me. I am about to work on, I haven't played around with any Google ads, but I'm about to start.
Yeah. SEO. Do you do much SEO stuff
Yeah.
like all that's, yeah.
Yes, I do some SEO stuff, and I think we are high up on Google, but I think like, people who are searching out yoga in Greenville, NC, they're very high intent,
Yeah.
buyers or prospects. So I
Yep.
really want to make sure we're in front of those people.
Yeah. That's the next stage for Samantha's marketing.
Next stage. And then YouTube. I'm really interested in starting some YouTube ads as well. I didn't know this. Did you know that you can do YouTube ads that are skippable and you only pay if people don't skip?
Oh, okay.
I know. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know anything more than that. But when I heard that, I was like, oh, and we do
Yeah.
some YouTube videos. So I'm like kind of interested in that.
Again, marketing is where are the eyeballs looking?
Mhm.
And this might not be your audience, the Reddit audience, but sometimes on Reddit,
Oh, yeah.
there are community groups. So,
Sure.
so for example, when the fires happened in Pasadena, in Los Angeles,
Yeah.
my partner was part of that, and so I signed up for that Reddit page to get all the notifications.
There are ads on Reddit?
Yes, if there's a community group in your area, but yes, you can do paid ads in Reddit. It has to be a very specific kind of group, but you can
Sure.
put an ad in a group. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool too. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you done any print, any mail?
I did mail in the very beginning when we first opened. I did mailers to the neighborhoods close by around.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it was one of those things that it was hard to determine, like, I didn't do a good job at putting any.
Well, you're probably a better marketer now.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was proud of myself for doing that,
Yeah.
like mailer. But I think I wish that I would have put some certain promo code that I could have really linked to the mailer, right? That was where I've dropped the ball. So I don't think it was hard for me to know.
Yeah. Some communities and some demographics, the mail works quite well. And I always say, and my partners, the junk mail sits on the counter until it's recycling day.
Yeah.
Quite often, right? But actually, just getting into your house can be a good thing. And if anybody doesn't know this, you can go to the American USA Postal website, and there are clickable maps.
Like routes that you can.
Yeah, so you can click on this part of my town and it will tell you how many people there, what the demographics are, and how much it costs to put into there. So it does work for some people, especially in the smaller towns. That can work really nicely.
Yeah, for sure. We did also an ad during the Olympics on our local TV station. And again, it was one of those things that I don't really know how.
Like you ran an ad?
Yeah. Yeah. We ran like a commercial filmed from the TV channel. And yeah, I had a lot of my members that say they saw it, but I don't really know how many new people we got.
Yeah. But scrappy marketing, you also have got the TV channels into your place to do segments.
Right. Yes. Yes, I have. And those were free.
Yes. And they are another scrappy way of getting in front of eyeballs.
Yes. Yeah. Because the local TV station needs these like wellness segments.
And they love those Saturday morning things. And yeah.
So yeah. And they replay. Like I get messages constantly that are like, oh yeah, saw you again. I'm like, oh, that one was from months ago. But sometimes they'll just play them again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Samantha, thank you so much for jamming with me today. I think this has been really good for people to listen to, especially on budgets. I think that's going to shock people how much you spend on. But I really like you telling everybody not to think short term on that investment. Right? It's
right. Yes.
Yeah. So I always tell everybody to stalk your Instagram. So tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, it's at Yoga Strong NC on Instagram and on Facebook as well. If you're
and .com.
And .com. Yep, yogastrongnc.com. That's right.
Yeah. Samantha, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time here for Marketing Month and kicking it off and sharing what your interest is in your marketing. And, I think you just really successfully translated that world into the yoga world, which I think, sales and marketing at one time could have been an icky kind of part of our world, but, we have to be doing it now. So
we do. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. This was fun.
Thank you so much. Champs, I hope you love that conversation with Samantha as much as I did. What I really appreciate about her approach is that she's not just checking a marketing box. She's thinking about how to connect, how to communicate, and how to help people feel what her yoga studio and community are all about. And that is the big takeaway for me. Your marketing does not need to be perfect, but it does need to be clear. It needs to show people what makes your studio different. It needs to give future students a reason to trust you, and it needs to make taking the next steps feel easy. So if you're listening to this and thinking, okay, I know we need to get better at this. This is exactly the kind of work I do with my clients inside my 6-month Start a Studio and Grow a Studio coaching programs. We look at your marketing, your intro offer, your customer experience, your schedule, your team, your systems, and the full journey that turns a brand new student into someone who feels at home in your studio. You can learn more and book a free strategy call with me at yogabizchamp.com/book. And make sure you are subscribed to this podcast because this is just the beginning of Marketing Month. I have more great conversations coming up with people who are helping yoga studios think differently, show up better, and get more new students in the door. And you can also watch this podcast on video format in YouTube. Until the next episode, cheers. Thanks for tuning in, champs. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and leave a review. It really helps me out a lot. And if you're ready to open your own studio or grow your current one, visit yogabizchamp.link/podlink. Again, that's yogabizchamp.link/podlink to book your free strategy call with me and explore my Start a Studio and Grow a Studio packages. And you'll also get access to all of my free Yoga Biz Champ resources there. And you can also check out the video content on YouTube for more insights and follow me on all social media platforms at Yoga Biz Champ. See you next time.